Happy Friday, everybody. It is Finish Strong Friday. Tiger Woods is on the golf course, and we got a lot to talk about today with our special guest, Reid Clements, on episode 144 of Word on the Street. Let's go.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more Calvin.
What's up, everybody? Trey Griggs here, founder and CEO of Beta Consulting Group, and we are here for episode 144 of the Word on the Street, powered by Beta Consulting Group. So excited that you are here. If you're in the comments today, let us know where you're watching from, and we've got a great show today. Lots to talk about. A lot of things have happened in the last week. Tiger Woods is on the golf course today. I'm sure that'll come up from time to time. And so let's go ahead and bring in our special guest today. You guys know him. He's from Highway, and he's doing some awesome work over there, just slinging that stuff left and right. Everybody give it up for our good friend, Reid Clements. What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, I have to understand the origins of this walk-up song. Tell me about this song. This was your choice, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So naturally, I'm 28, so I'm a millennial, which means that I grew up on Ice Age. You may remember this song was on Ice Age. It was my favorite song ever. So I just knew all the words to it naturally because I'm a nerd, of course. So fast forward to college, I played baseball. And we did a karaoke night one night as a team, and that was my karaoke song, and it's been my karaoke song ever since. So
I love it, man. I love it. You know, you picked that song, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a throwback, because you may have grown up on Ice Age, but I show that to my kids all the time when I need them to be quiet. They watched Ice Age quite a bit when they were younger, so it shows that we're clearly from different generations, my friend. But good to have you on the show today. Excuse me. Tell me about what is going on with you, my friend. I know that we got to catch up at Manifest recently. It's good to have you. You're in a home now. We got a lot to talk about with that. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Yeah. It was good catching up with you. Good seeing you for the first time in a while at Manifest. That was a good time. I spent my last 4 years at Freight Waves before joining Highway in December. Since I was at Freight Waves and COVID hit, I got to work from home. And when work from home happened, I had realized that I could work from home wherever home was. And with that, I bought a camper and sold my house in Chattanooga. And my wife and I traveled the country for a good long time. We traveled most of the East Coast, went to Canada, went to California, did a bunch of different locations. All the while I was working all day on my computer, doing my thing with Freight Waves. And then ended up selling the camper late last year and buying a house back in Chattanooga. So yes, I'm back in a house again, and joined Highway in December. So it's been a year and a half full of constant movement and fun stuff all the time. So it's been good.
I love hearing that. And you know the RV travels are near and dear in my heart. What's up, Michael Sternberg? Good to see you. He walked down the aisle with his wife to that song. Got married to that
Great
song. So
it's gonna put a smile on everyone's face all the time.
Good song. Good choice, Michael. Nice work. And of course, Kyle's in the comments throwing shade already. Yeah, my voice is a little shot, but it's not because of the Super Bowl. But we are going to talk about it, my friend. We are going to talk about it. Now, Reid, we do have some pictures from your RV travels. We got a few pictures we're going to throw up on the screen real quick. You went all over the place. I mean, you guys lived out of the trailer for how long? Was it 2 years?
Not quite 2 years, is just under a year. And as you can see in that middle picture, we weren't quite roughing it. We had a pretty luxury rig there.
Yeah. I mean, glamping is the word that we're going to use now. But you went all over the place. You saw what were some of your favorite spots that you visited across the country? What are some most memorable spots?
So that middle picture is my favorite spot ever. It's in Bar Harbor, on top of the mountain there in the middle of Bar Harbor. We were there in early June of last year. So I woke up and it was 65 degrees in the morning, and by 2 in the afternoon, it was 65 to 70 degrees every day in June, which is the opposite of Tennessee and more south of me than, you know how that goes. But Bar Harbor was by far my favorite spot.
Yeah, just beautiful spots. When we had an RV, we took 2 massive summer trips, so we didn't quite do exactly what you guys did, but we lived out of it for 7 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And we went to Seattle, to Las Vegas, all the way down to Key West, and all the way up to Portland, Maine, and many places in between. And there's just not a better way to view the country than behind the wheel of an RV, in my opinion. I think it's just a
Absolutely not.
tremendous way to see things. So
There's also the high risk that your super expensive RV GPS is going to take you through the center of Manhattan. So I had my 30-foot truck and my 40-foot trailer, and we were driving through the center of Manhattan at one point, and I was you can just imagine the white knuckles on the steering wheel with there's people following you. It was insane, but yeah, it was a good.
There are some times when you're driving where it gets a little crazy. Hey, it looks like your video may have frozen up. Turn your camera off, turn it right back on, and come back. There you are. Now we got you. Okay, cool. You're back on.
There you go. Just like
You're
that.
good. You're good to go. Yep, all good. I just had to talk about it. You just have to, we're live, so these things happen. You just have to address it and move forward, and that's kind of how it works. What was your biggest takeaway from traveling across the country, personally, maybe relationally, professionally? What was kind of the big takeaway for that?
Personally, I think it was more or less you can do anything from anywhere. There's no reason to be locked into one place. I work remote, so as long as I have a laptop and internet connection, I can do my job. So it was to challenge myself to be able to do that. Relationally, it's just me and my wife. We don't have any kids, but we brought our 2 little puppies with us. I think locking yourself in a 40-foot apartment like that for multiple months at a time is going to test your relationship, and you'll know really quickly. Even if you've been married for 4 years, it's make or break when you have nowhere to go. So, testing the boundaries there too. So I think it was really solid from that perspective.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. We're a family. We love being together, and we did pretty well on there. But I can see where that can either kind of make or break things. Like either we love this or we're never doing this again. It's one or the other. Typically, is how that works. All right, well, let's transition gears real quick to Highway. We're going to talk about this today with the street crew that's in the green room right now. We're going to bring them in just a little bit. But tell me what was compelling to you about making the move over to Highway. I think I know the answer, but I want to hear you say it.
Yeah. As you know, I had a very comfy spot when I was at Freight Waves, so there had to be something compelling, like you just mentioned, to get me to leave. And when I saw the Highway demo, it was actually I first saw it at TIA early last year. Yep. And then I saw it again at F3 in Chattanooga. And by that same time, I'd met most of the Highway team. And when I saw the demo, I started asking a few of my brokerage friends, like, is double brokering and hostage loans, is it that big of a problem? Like it might
the Pope
be
Catholic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And then that was pretty much it. Like I saw the writing on the wall. This is the best thing since sliced bread. This might be the most incredible technology I've ever seen. Had one more conversation and that was it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some game-changing applications to what you guys are doing, and I'm very excited about it. I love promoting it and being a part of that. And so it's been a great journey just to watch you guys grow. And then when you got added to the team, I was like, heck yeah, Reid Clements is going to Highway. I was so excited about that. So I'm pumped for you, man. And we're going to talk about it today. But before we do that, we got to bring in the street crew. You may know some of these, you may not. But everybody, let's give it up for the bodacious cowboy, our good friend Jeff Dickinson in the house. And he's got some messages for everybody. Everybody just check this out. Yeah, the Chiefs won, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, what's next? There's more messages. There's more.
Oh.
Go to the next one. Keep going. Keep going. That's right. The smack talk is beginning. We're going to all show we're talking about the Chiefs winning. That's right, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man?
Good, my man. How about yourself? Sounds like you lost your voice. How did that happen?
Didn't really lose it. I still got the Vegas virus from Manifest. I've got a bunch of junk in my throat. That's what I'm dealing with. Plus, I may have screamed a little bit over the weekend. I might have been excited. I don't know. May have happened.
I think you need to get out on the golf course and hit a few balls.
I think you're right. I agree. So, Jeff, always good to see you, man. We're going to talk about double brokering and carrier identity. I'm sure you know a thing or two about that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a great conversation about that. So does this guy from Cards Logistics. Everybody get up for a good friend, Nathan Frazier in the house. Down goes Frazier. What's up, buddy? How are you, man? Are you muted? Yeah, you're muted, but you look great. And you got the golf in the background. You got Tiger Woods in the background.
I'm not muted. I'm not muted now. I always get yelled at from my keyboard, so I muted myself.
Nice.
Glad to be here.
Nice.
Hope everybody's having a good, productive Friday.
Yeah, Tiger's got a 10-footer for birdie on number 1, his 10th hole today, and we're going to be keeping you updated on how that goes throughout.
We're all in Tiger world right now.
We're all in Tiger world, everybody.
Shot right there.
I mean, you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. So we're all in Tiger World. That's the way it goes. All right. Coming to us from the TMSA, the executive director and queen of Word on the Street. Everybody give it up for Jennifer Carpus Romaine.
Let's go, girls.
It's still so funny because it's always just a group of guys when that hits. So.
Hey, listen, we're changing that in 2 weeks.
Yes,
all right. In 2 weeks, we're changing
sure.
that. Listen, everybody, we're having a women only, a ladies only Word on the Street 2 weeks from today, March 4th. Our friend Jennifer Carpus Romaine has agreed to take some leadership on that. We'll see what it looks like. We're gonna see how that plays out. So we'll have fun with that. Can't wait for that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I was just going to say, but we will be discussing, because a lot of questions that I'll get is how our male counterparts can support us in the workplace. So still tune in from LinkedIn and send us your
100%.
questions
Hey,
and
listen.
comments. We want it to be a very interactive
You have the
discussion.
full support of our entire team. We're going to be watching and making comments, and I'm sure you're going to have to deal with Kyle's comments. You know, it's just the way it
Oh,
goes.
no.
But, you know,
He's nicer
That's
to me
just-
than he is to you, though. So.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right, coming to us from Chicago, although I think he may have a residence in Vegas now, 2 weeks in Vegas, coming to us from Chicago and BWS Logistics and a sponsor of the Word on the Street Tough Mudder Charity Challenge. Everybody give it up for our friend Rob Bussey. Looking good, my man. How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
What's up? How you doing, man? You've had Vegas 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, how do you top it this weekend? Where are you going this weekend? Barbados? What are you doing?
I'm going. I'm chilling like a villain.
Get some relaxation. Yeah, you were at Mastermind for the Lean event last week, which it looked like the pictures looked like you had a lot of fun, had a good time. You were at Manifest the week before that. What's
Everything
one of the
was
highlights from Mastermind?
The highlights for Mastermind for me were the sales presentation from. I'll just give a shout out to this gentleman here. If you don't have
Mike
this
Weinberg.
book,
Yeah.
I would check out that book, and also the motivational speech from Inky Johnson was amazing. If you don't know who he is, he
He's
was
great.
on
Follow him on Twitter.
Tennessee Vols, 2006 life-changing injury. God sent him in a different direction than he thought he was going in, but just pull him up on YouTube and watch a few of his stage deals. He's just a inspiring guy. So,
Easy guy to root for, no doubt about it. Easy guy to root for, and I'm glad you guys got to hear him.
Yeah,
There's a
those
golf
were-
tournament out there, all kinds of fun stuff. So glad you had a good time.
yeah, they had a lot of nice activities. It was just really good. Everything was great, and the prior week Manifest was amazing as well.
Yeah,
got to see
all of us.
three of these people on here.
That's right. You also saw this other guy that we're bringing in right now, coming to us from Denver, Colorado, and Talent Software, our good friend Coleman Ruffin.
Oh, Coleman, it was great to see Coleman.
First time's a charm, right?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Friday was a good day. Yeah.
Part-time host of Word on the Street, right there, our man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still waiting on that steak dinner that everybody keeps telling me that you apparently owe me, Trey. I'll take it though.
Hey, listen, I'm happy with that because it means I get one too. So next time we're in the same city, we're gonna have to make that happen. So
100%.
That's not a problem at all. Good to see you, my friend. Everything going well?
Yeah, all is well on this front. My wife is a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling great. So I feel bad for her in the other room, but
we got a pretty full boat today on the Word on the Street, coming to us from Chicago as well. Our good friends over at Madsen Logistics. Everybody get up for our friend Greg Robinson. Look at that. Oh, that hat is slick, everybody. Look at that. Oh, we got a highlight. Look at the hat. Oh, that looks
I
so
knew I was
good.
going to be a little late, so I didn't know if I'd make it into the 10. So I figured I'd pander to the host.
I love it.
Smart man.
Yeah, and Madsen,
Your audience, right?
hopefully a sponsor for Tough Mudder Church Challenge coming up. So we're excited
Yeah,
about that.
we're getting the paperwork put through. We should have all that kind of squared away. Need the W-9 from Suki Strong, but yeah, we're getting that.
Love it. And everybody out there, if you got a company, all right, and you want to do some good in the world, you should become a corporate sponsor for the Word on the Street Tough Mudder Charity Challenge, April 29th, right here in St. Louis, raising money for ALS patients, along with my good friend Jason Rabin. Tough Mudder, look at that. Oh, got the sweatshirt on today. Dude, you're rolling, man. It's like we planned this. We totally didn't plan it, but it looks like we did. So, that's all that really matters. So that's where we're coming from. All right. And lastly, so far, we got one more spot in the green room. If anyone wants to jump in, who's a regular on the Word on the Street, you can jump right in. But one more spot on the show. You guys know who it is. He's here every week. The Freight Sensei, Scott Watson. Give it up. Here we go. Reid, this is the best walk-up music on the show.
No, I hear
We
that,
all
yeah.
participate, all right? So here we go, baby.
20% skill, 15%
2% power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
What's going on? How's everybody's Friday going?
I'm so excited. You got the mic on. You're looking good. I mean, you know, it's not the normal problems we have around here. You know,
right?
They kind of worked out, so it's all good. All right, everybody. Awesome. So please give a round of applause to Reid Clements, our special guest today. Super excited to have him on the show. I know, look at this. Get a little love.
Really? Yeah. Reid and I met a long time ago. I don't know if you remember, Reid. You tried to sell me sonar back during COVID. So
everybody
tried. Is that a little shade? Tried to sell me sonar. Oh, didn't.
I wasn't. I'm not the decision maker when it comes to the operations, you know. But he got us. There's a bunch of us on a Zoom call, and it was very impressive product. So I forget who the actual salesman was. You were just the demo guy. So
yeah, I was just on.
So what Scott's trying to say, he's got pitch slapped.
I know.
Yeah. No, it was definitely definitely planned and coordinated. So it was very good. So
Reid, I feel the pain because there are people who are like, let's see, when did I meet you? Was it when you were at Trucker Tools, or was it when you were at? So it's like I've called on people a lot for different places I've been. Right. I'm feeling it, man. That's for sure. So all right, listen, before we talk carrier identity, because that's obviously important, that's a big part of the show. We're going to talk about that. But before we talk about that, I just have to remind everybody, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Just gotta remind everybody that we had a Super Bowl parade, over 1 million people in Kansas City. Had a great time. You can see they obviously had a lot of fun there. So I'm from Kansas City, but I live in St. Louis now. But if somebody would have told me 8 years ago that we would have 3 championship parades, one for the Royals, 2 for the Chiefs, would have said no chance. I mean, we're talking 30 years since we'd had any win, and here we are. So just want to make sure everybody remembered. It's only been 6 days. Coleman, make sure you know that the Kansas City Chiefs did win Super Bowl 57. So did anybody win money off of this? Because most people were not betting on the Chiefs. Most people were kind of betting for. Did you win money, Rob? Yes.
Yeah, I had the Chiefs in the over for a parlay. So,
dude, that over was crazy.
Nice.
Like it was like 20 points over.
You were sweating. you were sweating.
I'm not a big gambler, but 50 got me 125. So you get 175 back. So that was kind of fun.
There you go. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Now, what happened on the blackjack tables is another story. So.
All right, let's change the subject.
I broke even. My favorite bet that paid out, though, was I usually don't make the silly prop bets, but over 160 of the total jersey numbers that scored a touchdown.
Whoa.
Anybody who scored a touchdown, you add up their jersey numbers, and you got to get over 160.
So what was the total then for that? I mean, there was
it ended up being like 170 something or 180 something.
Really?
Like,
is that close?
It wasn't nearly as much as I thought because a lot of people with the number 1.
Oh, that's right. Jalen scored 3 touchdowns with the number 1. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. I'm thinking like 87.
That's collectively for both.
Collectively, all the touchdown jerseys. Yeah, that's
the best prop. The best prop bet I saw in the Super Bowl was a guy scores a touchdown, and then same guy scores the 2-point conversion, and that did happen on a $1 bet. It was a $1,400 payout.
Wow, that's a crazy prop bet. That's
throw 5 on it next time.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad somebody won something. I'll tell you who else won something, and that's Dawn Salvucci-Favier of Green Screens. You know what she won? She won herself a Patrick Mahomes jersey that she has to wear on this show coming up soon. She's an Eagles fan, so we're going to make her live that out pretty soon. So I'm excited to get her on the show and make sure that she wears that for the entire hour. Don, if you're watching, you got to do that. That's what's going to happen.
One thing I need to throw out there, too. Last Friday, I did talk about it, how the NFL script was leaked. They said the score was going to be 37-34, and it was
pretty close.
38-35. I'm just saying there might be throwing the tinfoil hats here.
Listen. Let me just say this: when the Eagles made the 2-point conversion to get to 35, then the script obviously was not valid. But if they had just kicked an extra point, it would have been 34. Like it's crazy, to think about that.
So
pretty wild. But yeah. No script involved, which is good. Also, we had a pretty killer halftime show. Do you guys watch Rihanna's halftime show? I've watched it twice. I'm not going to lie. I've watched it on YouTube. It's a pretty good show. So definitely enjoyed that. Did you see the part of the show where she advertised her makeup? Did you see that?
No.
Okay, check this out. Watch this video. Check this out. Okay, so if you guys didn't catch that, she grabbed a little makeup called a Fenty, and she touched up, and that's one of her products that she owns. Did you guys know this? That Super Bowl halftime performers don't get paid to perform; they get the marketing that's out of it. And that little 3-second stint that she did there was worth an estimated $5.6 million in media impact, and their makeup sales are up 883% as a result of that. Her music sales are up 380% from being on the halftime performer. So talk about clever, genius.
I'm glad my wife didn't catch on to that. But here's the thing. She did catch on to that. She's just like, who does their makeup in the middle of a performance? That's all she said.
Yeah, but
seriously.
I see a lot.
I said the same thing, and my wife was like, I said the same thing, and my wife immediately said, "Oh, that's her brand." I was like,
"Yeah,
okay,
yeah, so
genius."
I just like her grace and like when I was pregnant, nothing about this what she was able to do was like I just couldn't believe it. Like even she's just on that platform, I could barely like walk.
Feet up in the air.
How is she not falling off?
Up there crawling like
like she's way more coordinated than any woman.
I agree. I mean, being 10 stories up in the air, you're pregnant.
I think she was tethered.
To hold on to. I mean, what happens if it was just a little slip? I mean,
she was tethered.
Your ratings skyrocket.
Back.
Yeah, she had a tether going out her back to the ground. But yeah, it's
but still.
And don't feel bad for her. She's only worth 1.4 billion. So
that's not correct, my friend. She was worth 1.4 billion before the Super Bowl.
Oh.
You know that she is now worth 1.7 billion.
All right. She deserves it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Totally self-made billionaire. And we actually have a link we're going to put in the comments today, so you can check out the article about that. But yeah, her net worth went up considerably. Such a smart little throw in there for Fenty, and pretty impressive. In fact, I was the same. I was like, what is that? But a lot of people Googled what makeup did she just put? I mean, it was clever. It was genius. So from a marketing perspective, I think
what I like about her so much too is she doesn't really care about what anyone else thinks. And like Kendall Jenner posted, I hope she does this song, and she came back or tweeted and came back. Well, then don't come.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, when was the last time a Super Bowl halftime performer performed by themselves? Like normally they bring a special guest, and but she was like, "I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it my way," and I like that.
Waiting for Jay-Z or Eminem to come out, but
the songs are great. Her wardrobe, actually. So Grace Sharkey just had the driver on her show recently, who delivered that dress to her, expedited the dress to her for the Super Bowl performance. So that's on Grace Sharkey's show on Sirius XM. So you guys can check that out. But yeah, so pretty interesting. Great outfit, great songs, good dancing. I mean, she was up there just rocking it, dancing. I mean, it was impressive. I was blown away. I was really impressed by all of that. So it was a lot of fun. That's for sure. Michael, you said your wife said that Rihanna will not show any cleavage on the halftime show. Well, she didn't. She had an outfit that was not no fails, I guess. No Janet Jackson moments.
She had a bulletproof cleavage.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, it was awesome. So yeah, check out the link to how she's became a self-made billionaire, and just really impressive. So a lot of fun. And then of course, after halftime, my Chiefs won the game. Just make sure we're all clear on that.
It was a great game, and
it was a good game.
If you watched it, the fumble and the holding call were the difference, really.
I agree.
Soft
holding call.
Well,
someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. So.
It was a soft call.
Coleman, you're just bitter because you lost.
I am bitter. I'll live with that.
Hey, it was a soft call, but again, if Jalen doesn't fumble and the touchdown, it's not even an issue, right? And
exactly.
I'll tell you what I apprecited most. I appreciated how the Eagles players and coaching staff did not use that as an excuse. Mad respect for them. I mean, they're like, hey, listen, that didn't cost us the game. It's not about one call. We shouldn't be in that situation. I mean, I thought their ownership is why they're going to be successful down the road. Like that's their attitude. You can tell that's their culture. I don't know. It was big time. Reid, who'd you have?
I can guarantee you thousands of gamblers have used that excuse.
Yeah, they have.
Jalen Hurts was perfect, man.
He was tremendous.
I mean,
I almost want a Jalen Hurts jersey now.
What a professional!
Because I got mad respect for that guy. Okay, Reid, who'd you have in the Super Bowl? Did you have the Chiefs, the Philly, or the Eagles, or did you just not even?
I didn't even. I was cheering for the Eagles just because I spent time up there when I was traveling. I didn't spend any time.
Okay, that's enough for that. All right, so moving on. All right. Reid, you got to know we have a mute button around here.
Yeah, that's my fault. Sorry, I'm in the Chiefs. I'm in the Chiefs.
Ask Cal McNaught about that. It happens from time to time around here, so I'll apologize on that. Okay, all right. Let's talk about what you're here to talk about, and that is carrier identity. We've got several brokers on the call. We have several service providers who service to brokers like Coleman. We have a lot of people who are in this industry and know this is an issue. Double brokering has gotten out of control, especially in 2022. It was a massive problem. Theft, fraud, it was an issue. And Reid, turn off your camera, turn it back on. You froze again, but it's all right. You look good. Well, it's still frozen, but that's okay. All right.
we did the demo, and it's an amazing product, and we're
100%.
down the line. We're probably going to be getting it, but it's just amazing.
I'll say this, Rob. I haven't talked to one broker who saw the demo who didn't completely understand what it does, the problem it solves, and the value it brings.
Great value.
It's just whether or not it's a good time or you can afford it, or your priorities from a technology perspective. But I would say because of the cost of double brokering and theft and auto, it's hard to pass that one up from an investment standpoint. So, what are you guys seeing from a double brokering perspective, and how did this really get out of control? I feel like 2022 was worse than most years. What caused that?
I think the fact that more people have the accessibility to work from home, or they have accepted that work from home is a thing. These double brokers are like, okay, well, if everybody's doing it, I can do it. And then just opens up additional opportunity for that.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's the difference between spot and dedicated. When you have dedicated lanes, you don't really have to worry about that because you know who's bumping the docks, right? But when you've got, the spot, you got to ask those questions. What's the MC number? What's the name on the door of the truck? What's the trailer number? You give that to your shipper. If that's not the truck number, if that's not the trailer name, name or whatever, don't load it.
It doesn't get loaded.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, and I think with all the money that poured in and companies that were buying trucks, so you have all these new entrants as well, which kind of was a normal thing that we all accepted, that new entrants were going to come into the space, new carriers were going to come into the space. But if you look at our processes, all we've done from a process standpoint, and I just had Brennan Bailey on Standing Out yesterday. If you guys want to go back and watch that show, we talked about it a lot. The previous technologies that were helping with onboarding weren't helping with verification. They were just making the onboarding process easier.
Yes.
And so it was a step in the right direction, but it only really satisfied one aspect, and that is the onboarding process for the carrier. It did not satisfy the authentication process. And that's where I'm excited about what Jordan and his team are doing, is now they're making it harder to jump through those hoops. And I know, Reid, you can talk about this more in depth, but what they're doing is they're making it easy for carriers to onboard through a single sign-in experience, but making it hard to get through the hoops if they're not authentic. And I think that's really genius. So, Reid, talk about that a little bit. You still with us? You look good.
Yeah, can you hear me still?
We can hear you great. The audio's, which is great. So the audio version of this, people are going to love that.
That's what matters most, right?
He's moving now.
There we go. Now we got some action. There we go.
There you go. So I think you probably explained it better than I ever could, Trey, which is embarrassing for me, but not a great salesperson. So
branding matters.
There you go. But like you said, a lot of the legacy providers that were doing carrier onboarding and monitoring were not tackling carrier identity. So what Jordan and Brennan and the Highway team built is an incredible identity engine. It's essentially the 2023 financial level cybersecurity protocols to verify identity brought over to our fairly antiquated transportation industry, which is kind of crazy to say that, but
that's a nice way of saying it.
It's a nice way to say it, right? So an identity engine, and with an identity engine, you have to be able to have a shell profile in every single carrier out there. So part of our identity engine is knowing who the carrier is, where they run, what's their authority history, what insurance do they have, what are their problems, what's the highlights, good and bad, on every single carrier out there. So you can't have an identity engine without knowing something about the carrier that the carrier didn't tell you themselves. So that's part of Highway. And then once you know who the carrier is, verify identity and authority and equipment, then you can go through the engine and then go straight into the carrier onboarding aspect of it, which we do all that for you too, which makes it easier for you.
Yeah, 100%. And Mark, I'm not calling you old. I mean, we're getting old, my friend. You and I are both getting old. That's true. But we'll be gentle. We'll be kind about that. But the flip side of that too is it's not just the authentication at the front side of it and some of the monitoring, but it's also knowing what equipment they have.
Right.
You know, like being able to keep track of that. You guys have done a good job on the database side of keeping track of equipment and what people actually have registered and what they have. What I love about what you guys have done is you've taken top technology from other industries, specifically financial, and have now applied it to transportation. And I think that's, you know, we're seeing more of that happening. I think, you know, Chad Olson, the AVRL, is doing a similar thing in that regard, and several others doing that. So I think it's awesome. I want to hear from some of the brokers on the panel. Where do you feel like, you know, this is going to make an impact? If you've seen it before, what are your thoughts on, you know, overcoming the double brokering, theft, and you know, and fraud situations there?
I was going to say, not to
Coleman,
throw
go.
shade. Yeah, not to throw shade at Highway, but about freaking time that this is happening. I mean, I've been out of the brokerage game.
What have you guys been waiting for so long?
Yeah, literally. Like, come on, guys. But I mean, I've been out of the brokerage game for a while. But I mean, I even remember this is probably my first month on the floor. It was a truckload shipment from Chicago to LA. 3-day transit, give or take. Third day wasn't there. Fourth day wasn't there. Fifth day wasn't there. And we're like, what the heck is going on? Found the carrier that we ended up booking, double brokered it, threw it on the rail, broke down on the rail, and we ended up getting pictures of the broken railroad. We're like, how is our shipment on this? And it's like, that was years ago at this point. And finally being able to overcome something that again was, I mean, I was at a pretty proficient and large broker that was out there, and it was still something that we were dealing with day to day. So thank you, Reid and Jordan, and you know, everybody, Caney on that team for solving this problem. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge problem in our industry, and I still use Carrier 411 old school stuff just to look at it. And you know, it's I don't even present my load information until I know that they're not going to double broker my freight. I come to the point now where I ask them, and I'll be looking at the Carrier 411 screen. What's your mailing address? And just ask them, just see what they say, because they'll never know. But this is an awesome platform. I'd love to look at it, by the way, Reid, if you ever want to venture the 2 miles away I am from you, holler at me.
I'll crawl over.
Reid, give me a high five right there. There you go. That's a referral.
Wait till it's warmer. It's a little colder.
No, other side. There we go.
There you go.
You can put me on the list too. I think I've been trying to get our carrier sales on something like that as well.
Yeah, I can do that.
I've been pushing them. Hey man, look at Carrier, sure, look at Highway, look at all this other stuff, and I'm still on the Slack channel screenshotting Carrier 411 stuff.
And the time that it takes to do that, right? I mean, it's one thing to know what to do and know what questions to ask Nathan, but it's also just more time from you.
That's
one other thing too.
I have 2 questions. Number one.
Go ahead.
Hold on, Nathan. Hold on.
Ahead,
Jeff, real quick.
Who's
Get
talking?
in there, Jeff.
Oh, okay. I think the other thing too, I think Scott will agree with me. You know, it actually starts from the ground up in training. You know, I'm not going to mention any names, but when other brokers call other brokers and say they have the capacity to handle your freight, what do you think they're doing? I mean, you know, if you're a broker, why would you give your freight to another broker, which is going to double broker your loads and move it for you? You know, I think it has a lot to do with training and the proper way of going about it. Why brokers call other brokers? I mean, I don't know. It's just not the right way to do it.
Yeah, good point. And Nathan, what were you going to say?
I just had 2 questions. Number one, is there a way, so Coleman runs a load with a carrier and he has tremendous issues, but they pass everything and they get through the system, but there's no communication or just a lot of issues getting a hold of the driver, stuff like that. Is there a way for like Coleman to go put in notes in the system that will show to other brokers as something that I can use?
Inside of Highway, no, we're only populating fraud reports, hostage loads, and identity theft.
Okay.
So that's the main idea there. They can mark that carrier as a DNU carrier in their own existence, I guess. And then if multiple brokers mark that same carrier as DNU, then we'll flag that as an insight, and it'll pop up and say ABC carrier has been put on a DNU list by multiple brokers within Highway. So yes,
That's
yes,
cool.
and no.
And any plans for integration with TMSs?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to say who we're live with because I don't know if I'm going to get my wrist slapped or not. I know we're live with Thai TMS because they made the announcement this week. I think McLeod made the announcement a couple weeks ago. We're fully integrated with 6 TMSs, and we have about 6 more lined up to go live in the next 2 months. And then,
well, I use one that's about another 2 miles towards the mall from us. So let me know if you can use that one.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good to go.
What is your as far as proprietary TMS? Armstrong has a proprietary one.
Super easy.
You guys
Proprietary
have
is the easiest.
Yeah.
Every single aspect of Highway was built off of an API first environment.
That's
So
right.
every single thing we do can be pushed into any environment you'd like it to be in.
And have your own developers, you guys get to control prioritization. So that's super easy. Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm excited for this product to I believe really change the industry in a positive way. And so I love that. And I appreciate you coming on and talking about that a little bit. So it's all about promoting good technology. In fact, speaking of promoting good technology, I'm starting a new show, everybody, because this is just what I do. And so I got a new show coming up called The Edge, where we're going to be promoting the latest in logistics technology. I'm working to get Highway on this show at some point because I definitely want to do that. But we're going to start off on March 1st with green screens. Listen, this is an open sales demo pretty much. Like we're just going to have him demo the product. I'm going to ask questions. The audience can ask questions and dig in. It's a very easy, non-threatening way to find out what's going on over green screens, how they're changing the industry from a dynamic pricing standpoint. And if you know of technologies out there that are truly changing the game, pushing the industry forward in a positive way, reach out to me, let me know, because I'm inviting people to be on this. Nobody's paying to be on this because it changes the conversation. So I'm inviting people to be on. And if there's good technology out there, I want to push it forward and make sure everybody knows about it. So make sure you join us for The Edge March 1st. We'll put the link into the comments so you can go right to that and attend. And that'll go right on your calendar and you can show up on March 1st. And we'll have a good time with Kevin Coombs, my good friend and fellow Chiefs fan. By the way, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl 57. Did we talked about that yet?
No.
Coleman's gone.
I love it.
I love it.
No, I heard something the other day or afterwards, like, oh man, I had no idea the Eagles were going to open for Rihanna. I love Hotel California.
That's awesome. I love that. All right. Well, listen, we also have to talk about Valentine's Day because we had Valentine's Day on Tuesday, everybody. And I hope you had the opportunity to potentially do something for your significant other should you have one. I had the chance to go have a nice Subway lunch with my wife at her school. So we rocked it, killed it. That's our Valentine's Day. Funny thing, my wife and I, when we were first married, we were really poor, we were really broke, and we were also very unorganized. And so on Valentine's Day one year, we went to the grocery store, we went to the card aisle, we picked out cards for each other. We passed them to each other. We read them. We put them back on the shelf and went home. And that became the tradition. So that's what we do now is we go and we pick out cards. We pass them to each other. We read them. We put them back on the shelf and we go home. And so it's
all kinds of cards there. It's like, hey, listen, all
I know.
the thing
all love.
That's right. You get to pick them out. And it's just kind of a fun
much.
thing. And it's a little tradition that we've created, which is a lot of fun. But anyways, we gotta talk about some Valentine's Day fails. Have you guys ever had any Valentine's Day fails out there, things that just went horribly wrong? Anybody on the show have a story of a bad Valentine's Day fail? Anybody? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got one.
Please.
This is probably, I know, right? This is probably year 4 or 5 of my now wife and I when we were in Chicago. We went to a little sushi restaurant right down the street from us. Great sushi, great restaurant, no shade against the restaurant, but there was another couple sitting right next to us that for probably about an hour and a half started proceeding to get into a heavier and heavier argument, which ended up with them screaming at each other and breaking up. And the girl ended up leaving and we were just sitting there like, they were close, like within 2 feet of where we were sitting. So we got the full scoop.
Uncomfortable.
I feel like that sounds like a great Valentine's for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we were
entertainment.
Definitely their fan, right?
At least I'm not like that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Made you look real good, Colin.
Yeah, if I ever do anything wrong, just remember what happened here.
We only celebrate Valentine's in that it's the day before all the chocolate's 75% off.
That's right.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. My wife gets stuff for the kids, but she knows that I won't not consume the corporate holiday of Valentine's Day. I tell her, girl, you don't need one day to tell you how much I love you. Fell for it for the last 20 years.
I had this plan this year of taking my wife and my daughters out for dinner. We're going to dress up. We're going to go out for dinner and have a good time. And then it got really cold. It started raining and sleeting. And my wife got home and she goes, can we just order something in tonight? I don't want to go out. So I went to the local Mexican restaurant. I got our favorite stuff. I brought it home and we had a Valentine's Day dinner at home. But that did not quite work out the way I had it in my mind. I was thinking we were going to dress up and take pictures, and none of that happened. We just had some fajitas and some queso, and it was pretty good. So,
hey,
all right.
Valentine's for me is big time. Been with my wife 43 years.
Oh,
It's a long
wow.
time.
That is a long time. That's longer than half these people have been alive. So, I mean,
and it's so funny
really impressive.
because we met on Friday the 13th. I got engaged on February 14th, and we got married on the 15th. And everybody said, "What'd you have? A shotgun wedding?" I mean, but that was different years, but we planned it that way.
So I got to ask real quick, who on this is younger than 43? Raise your hand. Yep. More than half. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
44.
That's awesome. All right. Well, here's our top 10 Valentine's Day fails. We're going to go through them. Number 10, everybody. Number 10. What is this?
What?
Please tell me that's not chocolate on
spaghetti. It's
Pepto pasta.
What in the world? I know if somebody served that to me, I got a feeling it's not going down.
I'm hitting the bathroom.
Is that from Buddy the Elf's restaurant?
Pepto-Bismol.
That's probably it. I'm gonna go with that and say that's probably okay. Number 9, everybody. Number 9, Valentine's Day fail is this nice little text here sent to a group text. 20 people. I don't know if you guys have been on that, but you gotta be careful with the group text, everybody. Gotta make sure.
Hey, you gotta shoot your shot, right?
Yeah, I wonder what his wife.
It's been a while.
I love the one that put loser at the bottom. Oh, that's so good. That's your friend group right there. Loser.
818. He can get 19 no's though, as long as there's one yes in there.
That's true. He's playing the percentages.
Don't mass send it. Send it individually.
Just see who responds. Playing the percentages. I like it. That could be a tactic. I like that. Okay. Number 8, Valentine's Day fail. Number 8, gifts your wife will love. And Slim Fast right below it. That's just good placement. Great placement by Walmart. Nice. Well
it's in
done.
red packaging too.
It looks like
I love you, honey. But
yeah, that's right. It took me a while, but yeah, the placement and the coloration was something else. So that's good. All right, number 7, Valentine's Day fail. Number 7, show some love this Valentine's Day. Right next to the file for divorce. Again, product placement, people. Product placement. It matters. All right, number 6. Number 6, Valentine's Day fail.
That's stupid.
I don't even know what this is.
Oh, that looks like poop.
It looks like a dog. Had a little fun on the card. What's the card doing on the ground? First of all, and
setup.
The dog got
that was bad.
Took that
chocolate.
Dog took that chance quickly. Would you even open that card up, Jen? If you got that card, would you even clean it off and open it, or you just throw it away?
I'd be like, tell me what it says.
What is the greatest message in the world?
Is there a
gift? If my son made that for me and then puked on it, yes, I would open it.
Yeah,
if it was anything to do with my husband, no.
I think it says, "Hey, honey, have a day."
You just make your husband do it again. I guess at that point, like, gotta get another card because I'm not opening this
I'd
one
just
up.
be like, what does it say?
Unless there's a really expensive gift,
a
really good gift card in there.
All right, Valentine's Day fail number 6. Number 5. Sorry, number 5. Pamper your loved ones. Bring a girlfriend 15%. Bring your wife 25%. Bring both 50% off.
Nice. That's actually smart.
For the players in the group. For the players in the group.
Is
Go
the
back
company
that
called
But it
Porn?
says there. It says,
Yeah, what is it? Is that what's the company?
Yeah, like I'm looking behind the pamper
it says
sign.
porn.
Is it
It's
popcorns?
At a
No,
place
what
called
is it?
Ooh,
Porn.
that's interesting. I didn't see that. That does say porn. That's interesting. Let's get that off the
Bring
screen.
both
Okay.
your wife and your girlfriend to porn.
Hey, we'll have a very good time there. Come on.
There are going to be several people on this show watching that are going to be searching what business is that company in, and their Google's going to be screened.
I'm a
for
detail
this.
guy. I'm a detail guy.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, Valentine's Day fail. Number 4, you got to look closely here. It's supposed to say "love is a song," but it doesn't look like song.
No.
Love is a dong.
That never ends, huh?
Listen, if you're going to be writing on these things, you got to get them right. Cakes especially, you can't misspell words, right? It's got to be legible. If you're making cakes out there, keep that in mind. Okay, number 3, Valentine's Day fail. Everybody, a girlfriend is a sister you choose.
Oh no, that's a card. They plan on
Guess we're
selling
going
that
down
to
to
more than
Alabama.
one person.
Yeah, I don't know who put that on there and thought that was going to be a good idea. Maybe it's like for girls that are girlfriends.
Yeah, it's
maybe
a girl.
past
That's
that.
what it's
But
for.
That is
But
a
it's
friend to friend girl thing, but still.
It's still. I don't know. I'm not
The
sure.
friend.
That card was not the top seller. I'm going to guess was not
No.
the top seller.
I hope
Number 2, Valentine's Day fail. Number 2, share the love, give the perfect gift. Unfaithful is the movie right below that. Again, product placement. You gotta love these. Gotta love them. Product placement.
There's no way. Come on.
And the number 1 Valentine's Day fail. Give your Valentine crabs.
25% off too. I like it.
All crabs, 25% off. Again, hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day out there. Send us a picture, put it in the link, put it in the comments if you had a picture with your sweetheart. We'd love to see that. And again, happy Valentine's Day, everybody out there. Also, listen, hey, if you've got time on Tuesdays at 2:00, Tuesdays and Thursdays, make sure you join us for episodes of Standing Out. We had 3 great episodes this week. We had a makeup episode with Don Everhart because we both got the Vegas virus. So we had 3 last week. Next week, got Brennan Wilson from Easy Loader and Sonny Catlett from WLX. Some guys are doing some great things in the industry. So check us out 2 p.m. every day or every Tuesday and Thursday for Standing Out, podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. Look forward to that.
I caught the one.
All right.
I caught the one with Don. I was going to send you a message at the end. The music, like the out music, was super loud. I was like, what is he saying?
Ooh, that's true. I got to bring it down a little bit, but that's Don's music. I wanted to play it out there.
Oh, I actually thought it was funny because I thought Morgan was just cutting you off, and then they were like, it was like at the Grammys when the guy talks too long and he just plays music. That's what I was.
I'd love to blame it on Morgan, but I'm actually responsible for the music, so it was my fault. I can't do that. But that does.
Grammy rolled yourself?
That is something that made.
Yeah, it was just like started from the bottom. I'm here. I was like, "What is he?" It's like I thought I had an ad click up on the. It
was a great song. It was a great song. Good walk up song by Don Everhart. One of the best we've had.
I was closing my windows. I was like, "What is this playing?"
But we'll get it right this week. We'll get it right this week, everybody. So make sure you join us 2 p.m. for Standing Out on Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. Everybody, look forward to that. All right, we got a few more things to talk about. Do you guys know what National Day it is today? We like to celebrate national days from time to time. Do you guys know what National Day it is today? I think you're gonna like this one.
I know what Monday is.
National Hat Day.
Oh no, it's National Random Acts of Kindness Day. And I love that. It's always great to see people doing things just because. What is the best random act of kindness you've received in your life? Can you think of it?
Wow. That's tapping into the memory banks right there.
I know.
Well, I'll tell you what, when we were RVing, we had crickets. No, there's no kindness. When we had RV, we blew out a tire on the trailer that pulled our car, and it was in the middle of Illinois. There wasn't anybody around, and then literally a couple of cars came by, and one of them stopped, and this guy had a pump that he could help us with the spare tire and all that kind of thing. So I remember that one like crazy. Just a guy. Never met him and never seen him since, of course, but just doing that doesn't happen that often these days that people pull over and help somebody on the side of the road. So.
I had something similar to that, and the guy he put my tire up, but he moved so fast because I also felt like he very much acknowledged that I was like a woman alone on the side of the road and he was a man. He like didn't make eye contact with dude, didn't talk to me. Like it was like he wanted to prove he was not a danger. And I was on the phone with my husband, like I may get murdered, but I actually think this man's here to help me.
What a weird interaction, like changing the tire but not looking up, not talking to you, just change it, walk off.
Like we were in the middle of, I was driving like down to Southern Ohio for a bachelorette party. So like I was by myself. And like, yeah, he was just like at the end and then just got in his car and drove away. I was like, thank you.
That's awesome.
That's good to hear.
Doesn't happen too often. We do see some random acts of kindness of paying for somebody's meal. That's always cool to do that. I always like
it's wonderful. It really is.
I always like to do that when I see a veteran because I just know the sacrifice that they've made with their family. So that's always something to look forward to. So that's a fun one to do.
Appreciate that.
I mean, it's like, you think about it, it's like $25 to $50 maybe, but it's like, what better way to say thank you? I heard this one time. I heard somebody say this, the best form of appreciation is green. I heard that one time from somebody. And so like when you can do something for somebody, instead of just saying thank you, actually do something, that I never lost that. That always made sense to me. So.
I agree.
Yeah. So random acts of kindness are fun, but it could be more than that. Could be plowing somebody's drive when it snows, maybe especially like maybe a widow or an older couple, all kinds of things you can do. So think of things you can do today. Some random acts of kindness. Today's Random Act of Kindness Day. And our good friend Diana told us it's National Sweet Potato Month. I'm a big fan of sweet potatoes, especially sweet potato fries.
Yeah, and fried corn.
Not the healthiest. Not the
in the
healthiest,
nicest
but
way
they're good.
possible. Those two should be switched though. It should be random act of kindness month, sweet potato day. So then we can spread out the random acts of kindness.
And then we can give each other.
Nothing limits
you know,
you to just today for random acts of kindness.
I know. No.
Yeah,
it's
like-
only the national day.
Like Valentine's Day.
Only today.
Don't
Only
wait.
today, Greg.
Don't wait till February 14th to tell your loved one that you love them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey,
That's
honey,
right.
here's a bag of sweet potatoes.
Randomly.
You know what? Some people might appreciate that gift though.
That's true. That's true. I'm not turning down a bag of sweet potatoes. I'll say that. I'm not
I would
turning
prepare
down.
the sweet potatoes to be prepared and handed to me. Not like, here, honey, here's a bag of sweet potatoes. Like, do something with them. That would not fly here.
That's true. That might not be the best gift. That's for sure. I'll give you that.
Like, what is
well,
it?
here's a random act.
Buy my wife a hairdryer for Valentine's Day. Like, I don't.
There's
Only
a
if
bag
they
of
ask
sweet
for
potatoes
it.
and some
Only-
Slim Fast, right? There you go.
Only if they ask.
Or divorce papers.
That's right.
You must
we're
have
moving
a
south.
very good relationship with her.
We're moving south quickly in a hurry here. Hey, speaking of random acts of kindness, if you want to participate in the Tough Mudder Charity Challenge, you can donate directly to our GoFundMe account. We'll put that on the link as well. We appreciate all the help we can get for that event coming up. All right, let's transition real quick. We got two things to promote, and then we are out of here, everybody. Next week, listen, next week's show, we got the one, the only Paul Bernard Jaroslawski from Freight Caviar on the program talking about what he is doing. And we got a special guest host, our good buddy, the armchair attorney Matt Leffler, is going to be hosting. I'm going to be at a CEO group, and so I'll be doing that next week. And so Matt Leffler, the armchair attorney, is going to be in the house hosting with Paul Bernard Caviar from Caviar. Make sure you come back next week. There's our good friend Matt Leffler, everybody. Gotta love this. This is my favorite picture of Matt. Love you, Matt. Can't wait for you to be on the show next week and to lead the crew. So it's going to be a great show next week, episode 145, noon Central next Friday. And so make sure you come back for that. And then finally, Reid, we always end it. You might know this, you might not know this, but we always end with a little something that we like to call This Week in Pictures. I don't know if you've seen this before. Have you seen how this works out?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. So basically, I just asked the street crew to send me some pictures of things that have happened, and they talk about it. So he's not here today, but we're going to give him a little love. This is from Meshach Weber. He sent this in. So this is his over the holidays. Got a chance to see family. I believe that's his dad. And so it's cool to see that, see Meshach there
Those
and
are cool
Mission
lights that
Meshach.
he's got there.
Come see. I know those are kind of cool. I love lights that are out in the yard. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Love lights that are out in the yard. That's always a good time. We also got this. He sent this in, and I think it was a social distancing joke. There's a urinal, and there is a little thing on the floor that says, "Thank you for practicing social distancing." If you were going to the bathroom and somebody was that close, that's a problem.
I'm
That's
not in jail.
not social distancing, not at all. All right, Scott, we got this. Tell us what's going on here.
This is so 2 Fridays ago. These guys, my sons my son played this team. They lost by 5 points. I heard it was a really good game. It's like an hour away from the office. And then to get into district tournaments, they had to play them again. It's 3 days later. And I was like, you know what? I told my wife, this is on Valentine's Day. I was like, babe, come pick me up from work. We're going to go watch this game because it could be his last game that we see. And I'm glad we came because it's 37 by 2 minutes, and we ended up beating them 39-44. So it was awesome game. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's huge. And glad you didn't miss that, which those moments don't always.
Last night was their first game because they had to play in. They're number 8. They played number 1 and got whooped. So
yeah,
and then one of my soldiers, I've been retired. I guess next month will be a year retired, but he lives in Idaho City, and he saw I was there, and so he came just to visit me because he missed me that much. So
yeah, that's
awesome.
cool. What's his name?
This is Jake Barrow.
Jake Barrow. Jake, if you're out there, thank you for your service, man. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder, Mahomes was the Super Bowl MVP, and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So, Don, it's coming your way. In case you're watching, that's going to be on Don pretty soon. That's right.
What did Kelsey call him? MV Pat?
MV Pat. I love it. Hey, also, I want to promote this. So my good friend Mark Manera, Supply Chain Fitness, he lives here in St. Louis with me, and we've been getting together once a month to hang out, talk business, talk life, have fun. And we do it every time with a hike. Listen, this is the best business meeting that I have Way better than sitting for coffee or going for food. Go for a hike and meet with somebody in your area. It's going to be a lot of fun. Had a good time. Mark's a great dude. He's building some new stuff. He's got some things coming out. You're going to hear some things from Mark pretty soon. He's a good friend of ours. My dog decided to wedge in between my daughter and I. This is my daughter over here. This is me. And he just went right in there. I don't know what he was thinking about. First time he'd ever done that. And we took a picture because we're like, that's kind of weird. Anybody else's dog do that where they just stick their face right in the crack there?
Oh, yeah. It's a doodle thing for sure.
It definitely is a doodle thing. That's right. Yeah, doodle thing. My daughter was cast in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Pretty excited about that. Her second musical outside of like church and school musicals. The second one that she's auditioned for and got. And this is just a picture of her. This is just who she is. So this is us. She just is always looking to get on camera and have a good time. But that's Naomi, and she's going to be performing in May. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. She's a featured dancer in the ensemble, and she just continues to grow and do great things. So that's always fun. Awesome. All right, a couple of news stories, everybody. Did you know the price of Valentine's Day this year? What's the cost of Valentine's Day? How much do we spend on Valentine's Day? Anybody know?
Zero.
What's your guess?
$275.
Are we talking about per person or like as a?
I'm talking as an industry.
How many do you have, Coleman? Coleman. I mean, geez.
As an industry. Scott zero, but as an industry, it is $26 billion industry. That's how much that
was close.
Yeah.
That was close. Yeah, I said 275.
I said 1.3 million. That was not close.
Not close. Not close.
How about per person? Do you know that? I'm just curious.
I think I saw that it was $190 is what the average person spends on a person for Valentine's Day on average.
That's not too bad.
For everybody else.
Is that like including dinner?
It probably includes dinner. It probably includes jewelry. You know, some people do jewelry. So I mean, there's some high price items out there. So you know, it's very possible. So. Jen, I love your son dancing in the background. That's so cool.
I know.
One my neighbor's here too. I warned his mom that he may be on camera.
Hey, fair warning.
Yeah, one is at the top of the stairs and one is at the bottom of the stairs, and they're throwing a snake.
Fair warning.
That's
the way it goes.
So I have no weekend pictures because this is what it would be.
This might be one for next week. That's for sure. This goes in the no shit Sherlock category. This one right here. They did a study that they had to do to say that by offering healthier lunches may help reduce obesity. Like do they really have to do a study? Like, is that worthy of a study?
Have you seen the latest food pyramid thing that they Rogan put out? He's just like, this is ridiculous. They tried to say what was it? Frosted mini wheats is healthier than a fried egg. I was like,
get out.
Hayden Allred puts it out there from time to time where he goes, food is better than food products, and just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, he showed it. He showed a steak that he cooked for lunch the other day. It was $12. It's 2 meals, and he goes, "You can keep going through the drive-thru if you want, or you can just have this. Have steak for 2 meals." And I thought that was pretty good. Dinah says the best thing about Valentine's Day is the clearance chocolate and the candy. Yep, you're right. Yeah, we talked about that. Agreed.
Yeah, my son's birthday is coming up, and we have a piñata, and I just went and bought all of the Valentine's Day candy.
Why's your hearts? Because I love you so much.
I like that. That's smart.
Yep. In the best thing I saw this week category, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but there was a baby who unfortunately was caught up in the rubble of the earthquake and was trapped for 126 hours before he was found. This is the picture of him when he's found on the left after a bath and some food. This is the picture of him on the right. Incredible miracle and unfortunate devastation over in Turkey and Syria. Over 41,000 have lost their lives during that. But this was the best thing I've seen all week. Just an incredible. I mean, it's just a miracle. It's unbelievable.
Didn't have
any scratches. Or not many scratches. No broken bones. I mean, just miracle. Absolutely amazing.
Did his mom and dad survive?
I didn't see that part of the story. I don't know. I sure hope so. But man, just what a miracle to see that happen in the midst of just incredible tragedy.
Shame all the way around.
But good to see that. Good to see a bright spot in that regard. And then lastly, the final thing this week, we're into this just to remind everybody, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl 38-35 over the Eagles. And that's going to do it for us, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us today on episode 144. Reid, thanks for on the show, man. Are you going to come back?
Yeah, I'll be back. Of course,
I love it. I love it. Everybody, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week. Episode 144. Peace out. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks for coming, Reid.